Across the South Coast, live from Solent University, you're listening to Solent Sports News.
Good afternoon, it's 1 o'clock. I'm Josh Cole and these are your Solent Sports News headlines. Southampton have had a player called up to the England squad despite sitting last in the Premier League. Goalkeeper Aaron Ramsdale was selected for the Three Lions and he begins training today with the team as they prepare for their World Cup qualifiers. He hopes to impress new boss Thomas Tuchel and make his 6th England cap this Friday. After a memorable week for Newcastle defender Dan Burn, he thought his chance to play for England had passed him. Burn says he was surprised to get a call from England manager Thomas Tuchel late on Thursday.
He said I was very unprofessional for not being in bed for 10 o'clock, so I apologise for that. And then he said that had been ringing everyone who hadn't made the squad, so again, I didn't think I was making it. And he just said he needed to sort of end the day on a good note and that he wanted us to be in the squad.
Current USA head coach Mauricio Pochettino has revealed he'd love to make a return to former club. 6 years after being sacked by Tottenham Hotspur, Pochettino hinted that he would love to return to the club one day. I'm joined by Spurs fan Ed Groves. Ed, would you accept Poch as your new manager?
Yeah, I would love Pochettino to come back to Tottenham. I think personally he's what made me fall in love with Tottenham as a club, and right now I can't say that I'm massively in love with what I'm seeing. I think we need change. I think Ange has to go soon, so I think if we can bring in someone like Poch who, I think this is a weird timing to do an interview like this when you've got a job, as obviously the World Cup's coming up fairly soon, which I'm sure he wants to be manager of USA 4, but if he does come back to Tottenham, brilliant.
Thank you, Ed. Let's hope that if he did come back, Spurs' form will return and put them back in the top 4. In women's football, 2 English sides would have played each other 4 times in 13 days. Manchester City and Chelsea will face each other in the quarter-final of the Champions League tomorrow night. But the London side, having just won the Women's League Cup against City, then play home and away in the Champions League, sandwiched with a league fixture in between. Today, Police Scotland confirmed that a report has been received in relation to an incident with a Rangers midfielder and Celtic fans. Václav Černý ran past the home supporters after his side scored an 88th minute winner, spraying them with water. A Hampshire local made it to his first PDC final yesterday. Adam Lipscomb was defeated by Gary Anderson 8-3 in legs in Germany. This was just his 8th tournament since he was handed his tour card at the start of the year. And he'll be looking to better this result with a win later today. Having won his 2nd PGA event of the year at TPC Sawgrass, lifting the Players' Championship trophy, Rory McIlroy will have one eye on next month's Masters tournament in Augusta. The Northern Irishman secured his 28th PGA victory of his career after beating JJ Spawn in a 3-hole playoff. The 35-year-old was happy with his victory.
Unbelievably proud. I went home last night thinking that I should have had this and be going home, but I reset and I made the swings I needed to today, and tough conditions, and really happy to get it done.
In tennis, a video shows a Polish player swiping angrily at a ball thrown to her by a ball boy. Iga Swiatek has revealed she is not proud of the way she took out her frustration on a ball boy during her Indian Wells semi-final loss to Mira Andreeva. She later apologised on social media. This April, a British marathon is expected to break world records for participants. London is looking to surpass the current record, which was set by New York in November. 56,000 races are expected to run, exceeding the 55,500 placed by the Americans. Amazingly, 840,000 people applied, but only 56,000 will collect their race bibs. Premiership Rugby will begin trialling away-ends at 2 matches next month in a bid to boost atmosphere and attendances. Fans will be given the option to segregate themselves in a designated block. The league's governing body say they are taking advice from players who relish playing in front of a vibrant atmosphere. Now, a huge rugby fan, Patrick Fitzgerald, joins me here. Pat, how will this impact the sport, and do you see a positive change following the news?
Yeah, Josh, I definitely see a positive change happening. I'm all for the idea. It will definitely improve atmosphere having fans segregated and they can have their own chants together. There's also no risk of hooliganism like there is in football. Rugby fans are known for being a lot more calm, a lot more composed and just enjoying the moment rather than looking for a fight. And I think if this goes well, we can move it to international matches such as at Murrayfield, at Twickenham, at the Principality, so it'd be great.
Thank you, Pat. Steering away from rugby and into Formula 1, the FIA have decided to put tests in place for the Chinese Grand Prix this weekend after closely observing the rear wings of cars at the Australian Grand Prix. The gap between the rear wing and the main plane has been shortened, and the FAA will be stricter with the rules. That's all from us this hour. We'll be back at 2 p.m. with more news. See you then, and goodbye.